Hey dudes and dudettes, here with another Path of Exile video for you. This one is going to be a tutorial on how to make your very own warding flask that makes you immune to curses during flask effect and removes curses on use. These are very important to have in the late game. You want at least one. That should be all you need, and we're going to teach you how to craft it right now. I'm going to be using a diamond flask as a base, and let's get right into it. So when first starting out, you're going to want to get 20% quality on it because that ups the how many seconds it lasts by a percentage. So at 20% it should last, if it's a 4-second pot or flask, it should last 0.80 more. So nearly a whole second. So let's get right to that. If you have a magic flask, your glass blower's bauble, which gives quality on flask, will only add 2%. On unique flask it adds 1, and on a normal it will add 5. So you'll always want to start with a normal base, that way you don't spend as many glass blowers baubles. So to get it back to normal base, if you have a magic, just use 1 orb of scouring, ta-da, and it's back to normal, and then the jewelers will of course add 5. So let's add this up to a 20%. It takes 4 jewelers baubles on a normal flask, a base white tier normal. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make it magic. Now is where the magic comes in. You're going to use a transmutation orb on this, and see, it gives 1 mod. Now what we're looking for, see how this is a suffix and the immune to curses is a suffix? We want a prefix on here. So what we do is we take our orbs of alteration and we re-roll. Not what we want. We want 1 mod. There you go. So this has a prefix of 24 reduced charges used. This now has a prefix of 18 to maximum charges. It can be between 10 and 20. To get to this, just press Alt and look over your item or flask. So now that we have a good 18 to maximum charges, let's make this a warding flask. Now, the easiest way to do this is through Einhar. You will run into Einhar soon enough in the game as you play, and you're going to go to your menagerie. Now, if you've done enough Einhar missions, you will have access to Einhar's flask crafts. This is the best way in the game to craft flasks. You go up to your little blood circle here, the blood altar, and then you are going to take your flask. Since it only has that in it, it only has the prefix, and on this prefix it's named ample. So we're going to scroll down here and we're going to see all these. These are all the different things you can add to a flask. However, it is all suffix. That's why we need the suffix open. You're going to take and choose warding, and it just takes 4 rare creatures. Any rare creature, you're going to have these. So now all we have to do is fight the creatures. Leave your flask in here. Let's spin on them. Let's get this done. You kill these. These can be very low level, so you shouldn't have a problem with them if you've been gathering them. And then you go to your blood altar. Immune to curses during flask effect. Removes curses on use. Now you have a 20%, 18 to max charges, immune to curses during flask effects, removes curses on use, diamond flask. It's that simple. Now, there are other ways to go about doing this if you do not have any of the menagerie. This will be very simple, very quick for you to understand, but it could cost you much more. So please remember to use your menagerie. It has tons of different ways to use it to help you throughout the game. But let's get on to how you would do this if, say, you didn't have that. We have our normal flask here. Let's not 20% it. This is just a test. Let's make it magic. And then you have to take and go through this until you get a warding by just using these to re-roll the modifiers on it. Very inefficient. You can see here you're going to use a lot to get the mod that you want on there. Well, with an Einhar, it's very simple, very quick. You get the one you want that is a prefix, and then you go to Einhar's blood altar. You do the 4 rares, and you get your warding, or if you want other kinds of flask, those 2, which I'll do videos on those as well. If you would like, please say in the comments below. I hope this video helped you on having a flask that you need late game that is very, very, very powerful for your character, facing off against tons of the content. As always, if you enjoyed this, please, tell me if you want more of these. I'm going to be doing a lot of tutorial videos, and I hope you enjoyed this one and helped you out. As always, take care, be safe, and be cool to each other.